Okay, hello and welcome back to more F1 2022, my team. I know I put out a post just a couple of days ago saying that the game was done in. Um, a useful comment came through and basically said, it's not if you do this certain thing with your setup, and I tried it in a Grand Prix and it worked. It won't be applied for this Grand Prix because I already started it, so I was already in Parc Ferme, unfortunately, by the time this came out. But it's fine. Ignore the background. The file got corrupted whilst recording the intro bit, so I had to improvise. That's not Yas Marina. You're wrong. But let's get into qualifying. It's a sprint race weekend, so let's see what we can do. Coming into the qualifying, though, we're doing all right. This was before I kind of got used to the new handling model. I changed my force feedback on my wheel, which has also really helped. So I'd recommend you do that, make it a little bit lighter. But it's unfortunately a P19 for the sprint, but it is a sprint.
Forget
so
pit stops, forget fuel management. Yeah. It's pedal to the metal all the way.
Indeed.
As we get ready for today's sprint.
Yeah, so it's a sprint race, so we'll see what we can do. Obviously, the normal strategy of nothing, you just drive. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully, it's all right. Championship could be decided here. I don't know exactly the points needed. I think Sites needs like 10 or 11 points to almost guarantee the championship. I think, yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Could the championship be won here today? Definitely. Will it be won here? Unlikely. Leclerc's not that far behind. I think he's only like 11 points behind, something like that. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, the sprint race and the the normal race, 34 points up for grab. We'll see what happens. Anyways, here we go then. So 5 red lights here in Sao Paulo for the sprint race. We are underway. Lawson on our left. It's a pretty good start. Not great acceleration though off the line. We pull to our left and go have a look down the inside past Gasly as well, braking a little bit early so we don't hit into Sonoda. Ocon ahead of him. Gasly to our right now into turn 2. Can we get past him? Yes, we can. We're past Gasly. Lawson falls back into at least P20, which we do not want to be seeing right now. He's up to P19 again and heading towards turn 4 even. We're still in P17. We've gained 2 positions. Ocon is ahead of us. Sonoda ahead of him. We've got Gasly and Schumacher behind. They could start going for atrocious moves. But talking of atrocious moves, into turn 8. We go around the outside of Ocon, barely keeping it on track. We're alongside him. Can we get past into turn 9? Not just yet. Turn 10 is upon us. Oh, we're going down the inside of turn 10. We're going to be alongside Ocon once more. And this time we're actually past him. Up into P16, Sonoda and Stroll battling ahead. We've managed to get past Ocon. It took a couple of corners, but we managed to get round. Brazil is a very nice track to race around. There's long straights, bendy corners, many overtaking opportunities, and we might be able to get another one here on Stroll as we head towards the line. Alongside towards turn 1, we can't get past. Albon goes wide, we can't get past. End of lap 2, we are behind Sonoda still, P16, Ocon behind us. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. Lando Norris setting the fastest lap. Lando Norris is in P1. Oh. Good day to be a McLaren fan, eh? Okay, anyways, DRS enabled. I don't know why you always tell me this, Mark. I think by now, I know how DRS works. We have DRS now on Sonoda. We won't be able to catch up to him, but we will be able to keep Ocon at bay for a little bit longer. Lap 4, unfortunately, we don't have the use of DRS. Ocon will make it past us. We're going to have a look into turn 4. We're going to keep alongside him. We're going to gain back that position. But unfortunately, Sonoda has blown away, so we won't be able to get DRS off him anymore. Defensive-wise, we're just going to have to be on that defensive into turn 12. Oh my god, Gasly, what are you doing? Bloody hell. Down the inside of turn 12 he goes, Ocon, you stay there. You're not getting involved in this. I'm going to have DRS and Gasly, and I'm going to get past him. Giving him a little bit of a tap. That one's for turn 12, mate. Don't you be doing that.
Turbochargers on its
That
last
was...
legs.
Oh,
Let's try
I
to
don't
keep
care,
mileage on
Mark.
it to a minimum.
Yeah, well, shush your mouth. Don't know why they always tell me, like, EA, man. I'm racing here, but I'm gonna complain like I always do. Don't make the race engineers tell me stuff into turn 1. Schumacher round the outside, trying to actually get a part of this fight. It's not gonna happen, lads. It is not gonna happen. Stay back.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Right, here we go to start lap 6. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, they always announce things at the worst time. Going into turn 1, lap 1, turn 1, you get told things, and on safety car restarts, like, let me focus. Anyways, at the end of lap 6, Lando Norris will be the sprint race winner, getting 8 points for McLaren. Schumacher and Ocon behind us. They're going to have a look into turn 12. Ocon does. He goes a little bit wide, a little bit of contact. Rear left, or rear right to front left. We're going to be alongside and past him. Past Ocon now, still in 16th. Can we keep it to the line? He will have DRS. We can just about manage to keep P16 as we go across the line to finish the sprint race here in Brazil.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
What is this? AI, leave me alone. I'm being assaulted. Lando Norris driver of the day for the sprint race. We have one more to count. At the end of the sprint race though, Norris P1, Fernando Alonso P2, but the more notable things, Leclerc P6, Sainz P7, gaining 2 and 3 points. So not really helping their teams out too much, or them. We'll see if they can do any better in the actual race.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his 3rd championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights, for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Fernando Alonso lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Bottas, Max Verstappen, and Vettel. Norris, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Albon, Stroll, and Reed. Leclerc, Mick Schumacher, Liam Lawson, and Gasly. Russell, Tsunoda, Guan Yu Zhou, and Nicholas Latifi. They've taken a grid penalty. Sainz, Ricciardo, Magnussen, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
I don't really know what's going on with engine penalties and stuff, but we've been promoted from P16 to P10. I don't know how that's happened. I'm guessing just late season engine penalties. But it's an interesting one. It really is. We're going to underfuel the car literally just. I've realised that you can't really underfuel the cars in this game. Or not at the moment at least. Not until you upgrade the fuel capacity a little bit. But yeah. Let's get racing. Pulling up to the grid. P10 behind Stroll. We got Leclerc behind us. Who is still fighting for this championship. If you see on that map. There's an orange dot and a red dot right at the back. That is Carlos Sainz. I also forgot to mention, we're starting on the mediums, and we're going to go to the softs. The strategy said we're going to go to hards, but we're not going to go to hards, we're going to go to softs, unless something dictates otherwise, which we will see in the race. But here we go then, to 5 red lights for the second time here in Sao Paulo. We are underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Stroll to our right. Schumacher straight past. Sorry, no, Leclerc straight past. And to turn 1 we go. Alongside Leclerc, and we're back past him almost. Maybe not. Just about. Stroll and Albon ahead, side by side through turn 2 and into turn 3. Along the first DRS zone. No DRS for 2 laps is customary in Formula 1. We can't get past them just yet, but it's very, very close. Very tight-knitted pack as we head towards turn 8. Will we make a move here? Yes, we will. Alongside Albon and Stroll. Stroll gets back past, but Albon doesn't. Lap 2, Lance Stroll ahead of us still. Norris and Vettel battling it out. A little bit of contact from them. Stroll losing the rear end of that car constantly. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he might have got the same set of tyres on from yesterday's race. Because this guy mental. Into turn 4, Vettel and Norris having more collisions. Stroll just sitting a bay. Stroll still ahead of us. Lap 2, heading towards lap 3. Vettel in front of him. Norris pulls away a little bit. DRS to be enabled. Bearing in mind they're on softs, we're on mediums. So at the end of the day, you know, it's interesting. We've set a fastest lap of the race though. Sainz falls even further back. I just noticed, look at that map. He's not even gone into sector 3 of lap 2 yet. Oh God, what has happened with him and Ricciardo? Because Ricciardo's in the pits, they've had a collision or something. That is really unfortunate for Sainz, because if Leclerc can keep picking up these points, I mean, he's P10 right now, but that can very easily change with a safety car. It's not looking good for Sainz and his chances at a Formula 1 World Championship. On lap 4, Vettel and Stroll still ahead of us, Schumacher still behind. Nothing much has changed. Leclerc's getting quite close to Schumacher, heading towards turn 8. Will he make a move? Schumacher goes wide. Oh, there's a bit of contact behind. Leclerc has lost the front wing. Has he? I think safety car's been deployed. I think Leclerc might have lost the front wing there. That's not very good. Right. I'm making an executive decision here. We're boxing the hards. We don't use hards often, but we're doing it now. We're going to zoom into the pit lane and we're going to see where we come out ahead of everyone. Stroll and Vettel will double stack, will hold each other up. Hamilton and Leclerc probably also holding each other up. The Red Bulls as well. Most people will pit. My teammate doesn't. We're going to box. That's a 2.4 onto the hards. We go out into P9. I mean, I will take that 100%. Let's see where we come out. We should come out P9. We might get overtaken by the McLaren. No, we don't. P9 it is. Behind safety car, we will be in P9.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
Okay, lap 6.
Remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line.
Safety car's coming in. That's good. Safety car is in. So let's see what we can do. We might be able to get a good launch on Bottas here. Heading across towards the line. Prepare to resume racing. We're going to get back up to racing speed before the line. The lights go green and we're past the line. Now we can go for an overtake on Bottas. 3 wide into turn 1. Jesus Christ. Bottas and Vettel and us going 3 wide. Hamilton pulls away with that manoeuvre. It was a bit stupid, but it worked. We got past 2 in 1. Horrifying, but it worked. And that's what's important. On to lap 8 we go into turn 1. A big amount of people. Verstappen spins it for the second race in a row. Alonso loses the front wing. They're both going so slowly we can make a move past them. The flag went green for a second. Safety car's now being deployed. Oh my god, we're in P4. Latifi, Zhou and Lawson ahead of us. We're net P1 here. Okay, Lawson's in the pits. Latifi's in the pits. Zhou's in the pits. Alonso's in the pits. He lost the front wing. Vettel isn't. Vettel will be in P2. And we're in P1. Verstappen has a 5-second penalty. Right, lap 9. Yeah, safety car comes in. We're going to lead the pack. Yeah.
Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car's into the pit lane.
Don't you worry, Mike. I nearly called you Jeff. We will. And I have a temptation now. Vettel is behind me. If I can keep him until the last couple of laps, I reckon he could just overtake me and take the win here. I reckon he could, you know, wink wink, nudge nudge. It's never going to happen in real life again, unfortunately. With like, what, 10 races left before he is gone. I really enjoyed waking up on a Thursday morning, looking at my phone and seeing breaking news on the Formula 1 app. And I was thinking I was going to be like someone's moving to Williams or something. Piastri's finally got a seat. Breaking news, Sebastian Vettel announces retirement. Oh, I hate my life. Vettel, mate, I want you to win this race. And I really feel like you can. Because unfortunately I'm on the hard tyres and I'm just a not very good racer. And I might accidentally slip up and forget to put my foot on the throttle, which would just allow you to breeze past. There's nothing we can do there, unfortunately. Oh, God. Anyways, we've got 8 laps remaining of the race. Vettel behind in P2, Hamilton P3, Verstappen P4 with a 5-second penalty. Whether he will serve that in the race or whether he will just keep it till the end, I assume he'll just keep it till the end. Hamilton and Vettel battling it out towards someone. Hamilton's past, but Vettel's back up into the inside line. Bottas and Perez battling it out. Hamilton and Vettel still going at it side by side. No DRS yet. Vettel is out in the lead. We're going to give him a little bit of a toe now down towards turn 4. We'll give him an advantage here. Whew. Lap 12, Vettel right behind us again, heading down towards turn 4. We're making some defensive moves to keep him behind us. Verstappen and Hamilton battling it out. Verstappen takes the position off of Hamilton. Not just yet, actually. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's lap 13. Verstappen has the position. Vettel is still behind. Verstappen may try and get past Vettel. DRS has now been enabled. So we're having to... You know, we want Vettel to do well, so we're going to have to try and give Vettel DRS. Going a bit wider to turn 1, focusing more behind than in front. Vettel and Verstappen battling it out. Verstappen comes out ahead, which is what you love to see. You really, really love to see it. Lap 15, on to lap 16. Vettel, what the fuck? Still behind us. Verstappen still behind him, and I know what some of you are going to think. Oh, what's the point of letting him through? It ruins the whole race. It don't. It's the end of the championship. 2 races remaining. And I don't need the points. I'm stuck where I am. No one can catch up, and I can't catch up unless I win both races with fastest lap. And they don't get any points, which unfortunately, they're in P6, so they're going to get points. So we can't move up in the championship. We can't move down in the championship. Let's have some fun, guys, because the game's fucked. Lap 16, on to lap 17. 2 more laps to go. Verstappen still behind. Bearing in mind, if Verstappen overtakes Vettel, Vettel will still take P2 at the end of the day, because Verstappen has a 5-second penalty, which will probably actually put him out of the points. So fastest lap is obsolete at this point, unless someone else gets it. Heading towards turn 4, Vettel is still behind. Verstappen still behind him. No moves to be made. Lap 17 towards lap 18. I think it is time. He deserves a lap. Let's pull over. Oh no, my throttle pedal's not working. I've Charles Leclerc'd it, and I also nearly scienced it and hit a wall. Vettel takes the lead of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the season. Can he keep the lead? I bloody hope so. If he spins now, I may cry. I may. I can't lie. It's been an emotional day, and you know what? It's perfect time to release this video, because Vettel just announced his retirement, and as it stands, Vettel is about to win a race, which is stuff you just love to see. It's just one of those things. Him and Mick Schumacher doing well is just something that no one can hate. No one hates them two, and especially Vettel. He's been around for so long, and he will be dearly missed next year. Luckily for us, he will stay in the game for hopefully 9 more seasons. I hope to sign him as a teammate at one point. I've done it before, and he's a very good teammate, I'll tell you that. But unfortunately, this will be the last time we probably ever see Vettel do well at the moment in any form. But it will be Vettel who takes the win here in Sao Paulo. Sebastian Vettel will be a race winner one more time.
Well done, good finish.
And it's
Sets up
something
and achieves what we
that
asked.
we all love to
Good
see. It's
job.
enough to make a grown man cry. And it nearly did. It nearly, I say grown, I'm 17. It nearly did make me cry.
And an
When I saw that
incredible win
announcement
for
this
Aston
morning.
Martin. A brilliant
It
performance.
really did. Man, that sucks. But Sebastian Vettel takes the win. Yes.
So, Anthony,
Vettel,
what
Hungary,
made the difference out there today?
this Sunday.
I think it was clear
Win
what
it.
the main contributing factor out on track was speed.
Do a knock
I
on.
know it sounds like an
Win
awfully
that
reductive
shite.
statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
I can see them on their way out to the podium now. Aston Martin are really making waves in this sport, and what a special race this was to see them earn that top spot.
And there you have it. Sebastian Vettel takes 25 points here in Sao Paulo. He takes the win, the top step of the podium, the golden trophy, the golden boy. Oh, man. I liked that race. It was rather uneventful. Well, it was really eventful, and then it was just a nice stroll to the finish line. Pretty much. But a couple of weird people being up there. You know, Valtteri Bottas, Lando Norris won the sprint. Lance Stroll getting 8 points in the actual race. That doesn't happen. But look down right at the bottom of the timings. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz didn't get any points in the actual race. They only got the 3 and the 2 respectively in the sprint. So going into the final race of the season in Yas Marina, the upgraded circuit, the good one for once, the one with the hairpin and the extended corners on the last couple of sections, and that one long left-hander rather than the shite section, as I used to like to call it. We actually might have an interesting race, but looking here, Carlos Sainz, 15 points in the lead. So if Sainz wins, Sainz wins. If Sainz comes P4, Sainz wins. If Leclerc wins and Sainz comes P5, neither of them have fastest lap. They are tied. I don't know who has more wins off the top of my head, because honestly I thought Sainz would probably take it here today, but he didn't. And that's going to lead to an interesting finale. And now I also have to learn how to make thumbnails to make it appealing. Because the finale and the first episode of every season are the ones that do well. Every single time. It's a lot of pressure back. Anyway, Sebastian Vettel wins. And EA, I know you don't watch these. I know you don't watch anyone's. But if anyone can give this clip to EA, F1 23 or 2023, whatever you're going to call it, right? Sebastian Vettel has to be an icon. He has to be. It's not an if, it's not a but, it's not a maybe. It is a definite, it's an absolute. If Sebastian Vettel is not an icon, I'm not buying the game. Okay? Hear me out. I won't buy it. Put him as an icon. He's earned it. He's a Nico Rosberg's on there. Is he? Actually don't know. Jenson Button is. 1-time world champion. Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. He's earned it. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time for the finale of Season 1 of F1 2022 My Team Career Mode.